Hello, boys and girls. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I hope you are doing well. I'm very fine. Thank you for asking. So, I think you are very energetic to learn a little bit more about our Unit 6. It was about the sun and the earth, or the earth and the sun. We keep on with our Unit 6 of a science book. Please grab your books if you don't have them and be with me. So, first of all, we started at page 60 where we learn about days and nights and why do we have days and nights and how it works. It was related to the movements, two movements of the sun, or actually one movement, which was the spin of the sun, the earth around its own axis, and that's what we call the rotation. The revolution was the movement of the earth around the sun, and that will give us the year and even some seasons. Well, last time we spoke about the question whether to know, can the sun move in the sky? So the answer was that the sun doesn't move, but it appears moving because we spin. Actually, the earth spins. So today we will try to see it a little bit practically. What are the consequences of that on our daily life? So we will turn in page before going to our daily lesson to page 31 of your activity book. Turn to page 31, please, of your activity book, just here. So the question was, does the sun move, right? Do you remember? And in this exercises, you will think about how the sun moves. And this time we'll do it correctly. So you will need a pencil and even a rubber if you need to clean some mistakes. So look at the sun as it moves across the sky. Last time I told you, you should go out in a daily, a sunny day like today. It's really sunny, and try to see in the morning what is the position of the sun. Then you draw it in the 2 hours, every 2 hours up to evening when the sun sets. Great. Now here, if I have to check in my own version, you will remember I told you that normally the earth spins from west to east, right? This is the movement of the earth, and that will make the sun appears to move from east to west. Remember, like when someone is driving in a car, or someone is in the car or in the train moving fast in one direction, the static things outside of the engine look like moving in the opposite direction. Remember? Yes? Great. So if I consider this to be, follow me step by step. This I consider to be my west. Okay, let's just say this is the west and this is the east. Now, if this is the west and this is the east, and I say that the earth moved from west to east, it means that the sun will appear moving from east to west. So this will be the movement, the apparent movement of the sun. It will be easier then if this is like I'm looking at through my window. I will not look at the sun. Please remember, for your safety, it will damage your eyes. Don't look directly to your sun, to the sun. So if I have to draw the first at 8 a.m., I will see the sun on this position somewhere here. Great. That will be 8 a.m. And then 2 hours later, it will be on this position. It's a little bit higher and a bit in the west side, but not yet in the west. It's still in the eastern side. And then at 12, mean at noon, the sun will be here in this position. Remember, at this position, we're almost at the center of our compass. So this will be 12 p.m. Great. Keeping on. The sun will start setting, and this will be 2 p.m. Okay, let me just write 2 p.m. to make it easier to understand for everybody. So this will be 2 p.m. How can I draw this here? And that position here okay, it will be 4 p.m. Sorry, just keep the same format. This is 4. My handwriting is very poor. 4 p.m. and this will be like 6 p.m. Well, please don't panic if you can't get this exactly like this when you will be drawing. Why? Because according to the time you are doing this exercise, according to your position on the planet, this will always change. You know that some period of year, the days are longer, and some period of year, the days are shorter. So please just draw what you see. Great. Some days the sun will set at 9 p.m. and not 6 p.m. as I'm showing it here. Some days the sun will set at 4 p.m. Okay, so it will always change. Don't panic, just draw what you are seeing, and if you can't write the time or you can't read the time, ask the help of your parents. Okay, guys, so that is quite simple. Now let's move down. I will clean all these to be able to move down. Sorry. Here we go. Yes. Now look here. There is a small question they ask us. The picture shows the sun and the earth. The sun here and the earth. Draw an arrow to show how the earth spins. We remember the spin of the sun is what we call the rotation. So they ask us to draw a line to show the rotation of the earth. So the rotation of the earth will always be from west to east. Great. Remember, so it will be from west to east. This is how the sun will rotate around the imaginary axis, which is almost 23.4 degree. So the rotation of the earth will be like this. And the revolution, but they didn't ask it, the revolution would be like a imaginary like this. Okay, that would be the revolution, but it is not our subject today. Thank you so much. Now let's go back to the book. Go back to the book. So guys, open your book page 64. Your book on page 64. And let's study together. Yeah, I like this part. It is really amazing. It's connected to the chapter 4 where we spoke about shadows. Do you remember? We made a lot of games in the classroom about shadows, and we could do this, make dogs, make dots and snakes and etc. Remember? Yeah, it's the same. But now we will try to understand how shadows are formed by the sun and how the shadows move, and if shadows are formed by the sun and they move, what can we use them for? Look here, it's just an activity, simple, very simple activity to do. First of all, do shadows move? Can a shadow move? So look by yourself, try to understand from this video, and after watching we will discuss about it. Here we go. So it is night. This is morning. Welcome morning. Yes, the sun sets up. Now it is noon. Do you see what is going on with the shadow? The shadow seems to be moving. Do we see that? It is actually very simple to see. Now look at watch this other video, which will show you in real life. This is a real video recorded. Okay, this was a little bit a cartoon, but now in real life. And tell me what you think about it. Yes, this video. Let's go. So as you can see, it is 11, and now the shadow is pointing in the north side. It is short, and now the time is passing 12. Look, the shadow goes from one side to another, and look, at the same time it's moving, it's changing the form, it is changing also the length. Look, now I will put my mouse here. See, do you see I don't move my mouse, and as you can see, it seems to be longer and in another form. So this is 3 p.m. Look, it's getting longer and longer and going towards, do you see? Yes, I see. I hope that you can see that. So the shadow moves according to the move of the sun. So the first video I showed you, it was to show you that it is the sun moving in the sky. We know that the sun doesn't move, but it appears moving because we are the one moving actually. Okay, remember that we are the earth is moving, and that makes the sun appearing like moving. So I will just use the sun moving. So because the sun is moving in the sky from east to west, so that makes the shadow on the earth also move in opposite direction, in opposite direction. Okay, as I said it. So let's look in our book and try to understand what all this is about. So they ask us to go outside at different time and ask a friend. So if you go outside, you stand like a tree, like a puppet, always at the same time, at the same position, and you ask a friend to draw with the chalk your shadow. Stand in the same place each time. You must be at the same place each time. Otherwise, your test will be unfair. It means it will not be just. It will not be the same as before, and in that case you cannot compare. In my video you saw the tree doesn't move, it is always at the same position. So if you stand like me standing here at 8, when I come at 10 I should stand at the same position. I shouldn't move, or I shouldn't be here or be there. No, I should stand at the very same position. So you will better mark it there, and every time you come and you draw it. If you cannot go outside, you can go on your balcony or in your backyard and draw even the tree's shadow. Yeah, that will show you how it moves, or better how it changes during the day. Okay, what do you think will happen when you are drawing like this? What do you think will happen? Yes, as we saw in the video, the shadow will be changing position and also will change the form of it. It will be longer. Great. Will your shadow be in the same place each time? No, of course. So this, we use these facts to tell the time. And people since the beginning, since Egyptians, they started using the sundial. The sundial is this instrument, as you can see it here. The sundial is just a plate, this kind of plate with hours. They write hours here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, and etc. So so that and there's a stick which is standing in middle of it, so that when the sun, as the sun turns past the sun, as the earth turns past the sun, sorry, shadow move too. Shadows will be moving, and that will help us to know the hour. On a sundial, the shadow tells the time. Look at the picture. Can you tell what time it is? What time it is? It is 12, exactly. So let's watch this video and see how time will be read on a sundial. Okay, boys and now watch this video. It will explain to you how you can make your own sundial. Look at these two kids here. They are trying to make a sundial. Sorry, I stopped to show you the materials they have. They have just a plate, normal plate. They have a ruler, some crayons, and a stick. So, and they have some tag just to stick to keep the stick on the plate. Now, the second step is to fix the stick in this oblique position, okay? Then to draw lines and show what the time is, okay? So that you will be able to read. So like 12, as we saw it on our book, okay? What they are trying to do is this, to draw this. 6, 7, and etc. etc. Let's go on. Then here you go outside and you place it, but you need the sun. Okay, it should be a sunny day with a clear shadow, as you can see it. Just place it outside. They put this stone so that the wind will not blow it away. Yes. Now every 15 minutes, okay, they go and check the position, the location of the planet, and they will see what is happening. So that is all about it. And other activity you can go on yourself, and every 15 minutes to try to draw, not every 15 minutes, every 2 hours, because 15 minutes is too close, and try to draw your own shadow. Ask your sister, your brother, or your friend, your dad, your mom to help you to draw your own. That is funny. I hope you will send me some pictures of yourself drawing shadows. Okay, boys and girls, I love you very much, and I'm very expecting to see your shadows. Great. Now turn your page with me. Next page. What is it? Your book on page 65. Yes, 65. While doing it, I want you to do also this activity because they are the same. It is to be able to measure the length of the shadow. It is the length of the shadow which will tell you how close or how far you are, or sorry, the angle the sun is on. Look here, Rita is measuring the length of a shadow. Let me share my screen again. Yes, I think, can you see? Wait, I don't think you see that quite well, because I don't know why. Okay, I've corrected the mistake. Now, yeah, here, Rita is measuring the length of a shadow, or of shadows. So this was at 10 p.m., at 10 a.m., sorry. This was at 10 a.m., and this is 11 a.m. How does she measure it? She measures it with the blocks to know how long it will be. Easy to do, to make and practice. So the question she wants to answer to is, does the length of a shadow change? Would it be longer, shorter? Do you have any idea about it? Okay, so bear with me, watch this small video, and then you will answer that question easily. Well, here we go. Video.
You can only see shadows of objects that are visible to eyes. For example, a tree will have a shadow, so will you and I. But not air and water, because light can pass through them.
Okay, so here he explains that shadows are formed by things which hinder the light. If light cannot pass through something, so that thing will appear dark. It will form a dark side on the other side of the thing. That is what we call shadow, because the light cannot pass through it.
You can have multiple shadows. It all depends on the number of light sources.
So this is
the more the number
shadow,
of lights,
these are not shadow created by the light of the sun. It's created by the light of projectors.
the more shadows you will have. Oh, there goes Mr. Deer again. Hey! You got to see how Mr. Deer changes in size. There's a reason behind it. When I move the lights away from my hand, the shadow becomes smaller in size. And when I bring the light source near, the shadow becomes large. When you put the light source just over the object, you get the shortest shadow. Whoa! Mr. Deer looks so small now. Now you know that the size of a shadow depends on the distance between the light source and the object.
So, boys and girls, as you can realize here, you understand clearly that when the sun, which is like this lamp now here, lampshade, when the sun moves and changes position in the sky, our shadow also change the position and is always opposite to the sun, but the size of our shadow will also change. As you could see, when the sun is on the zenith, up on in the sky, the shadow is very short.
And the object.
When
It's hard for
oblique, the sun will put our shadow all through the ground and the shadow will be longer. Okay, so that is it. It is so simple. Great. Now, in our book, to finish, I'm done. What did they say? She want to answer this question. Does the length of the shadow change? Yes, the length of the shadow changes. Measure the length of a shadow at a different time. So I told you to make a sundial and to draw your own shadow. So can you also at the same time try to measure the length and tell me what you have? What do you think will happen? I'm waiting your answers and the suggestion. So in the morning and evening, the sun is low and the shadow is longer. So when the sun is low, the shadow of my hand, for example, here will be very long. Like people here, the shadows are very long because the sun is low. At midday, the sun is higher, as we saw in the video, so the shadows will be shorter. That is it, boys and girls. I hope you understand. Please tell me what you will find. I'll take pictures or even record videos, and see you next time.